Good morning, Facebook people and future JK brides.
Yes, and happy 2018. Happy New Year.
We all hope you had a lovely Christmas and none of you haven't suffered too much of this dreaded flu that's been going around.
Yeah, I had it.
Kerrie had it,
I'm just getting over it. Yeah, it knocked me sideways, so I do hope everyone is well, and I'm hoping that James doesn't have it. He's been okay, but I thought I'd got away with it. We heard that a lot of people were ill over Christmas and the New Year, which is awful. But yeah, I got it after the New Year, but hey ho, I never get ill. I never get ill.
It's better to get ill now rather than in the peak of weddings.
Yeah, hopefully that's it for the rest of the year. So yeah, hope you're all well and thank you for joining us. So as we said in last month's live, we said we're going to dedicate to do them every month, no matter what. We're going to be here showing up, because we really are dedicated and passionate, and helping everyone, plan their perfect wedding. So, we're going to discuss different matters every month. So this month is
which month to marry. So we've had a couple of brides in the past, of brides to be, that have asked us about advice that we can give them on what month to marry. So we thought we'd like to share the information with you guys out there in the world of Facebook, and we hope that this information will be of use to you. And this is, again, just our opinion from
we always have to say this is just our advice and opinion. It's not right and it's not wrong, and this is our advice, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you guys.
Yes.
So we've kind of come up with 8 sort of points. So the first one,
well, the first one that we've got is regarding daylight hours.
Yeah, I mean, this will be for England. If you're getting married abroad, obviously this might not apply to you, but yeah, daylight hours, we are natural light photographers, so the seasons do determine for us, that's a huge thing to consider. So if you're getting married after the clocks change in October, you're going to lose daylight around
3:30,
3:30, yeah.
And that's when it's a sunny day as well, because obviously around about October up until sort of January time, a majority of the time it can be overcast, so again you're losing light a lot more. So when you're planning your timelines, do take that into consideration. If you give us a list, or to your photographer a list of your group of family shots, and you're getting married in the late afternoon, you've got to take that into consideration, that you'll be losing a lot of natural light.
We do advise, if you're having a winter wedding, try and have your ceremony earlier in the day. And if you are having a late ceremony, but you want to have shots of you and your family in your venue afterwards, but you're not getting married until like 3:30, the light is going to go, maybe consider having some photos before your ceremony. So have a couple of you and your bridesmaids, or you and your family. Maybe do an American first look, where the bride and groom will see each other before the ceremony to utilise the light. And obviously it's if you want the natural light photos, it depends. You might love a winter dark wedding and you want all your photos to be sort of nighttime shots, which is perfect.
And the other thing that we also tell our couples is that you don't necessarily have to have all your list done all in one go, because the main important things you want to have done is with your family, parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles. Any list with your friends and family, leave them till the evening. We can do those indoors, or your photographer can do those indoors.
Yeah, so for winter weddings, really do consider the light is going to go. And alternatively, in the summer, the light doesn't go until sort of 9:30, 10. So if you really, really want a nighttime shot at your venue, where you've got you under like a pagoda or something with a flash, you're not going to be able to do them until very late into the evening, because the light will stay with you. So really do consider the daylight hours, or the months or the seasons that you're getting married.
Yes. So I would say that it's always important to think about the times of the year that you want to get married, which moves on to our next section, which is flowers. And just behind us here, you got a lovely gift, didn't you?
Yes, we met up with the lovely Johanna Pendrix yesterday, one of our coffee meets, and she gave us these beautiful flowers, and I did pick her brains a little bit on, the flowers in season throughout the year. So she was very helpful. Thank you. I mean, with us, we love flowers at weddings. That's sort of, we get excited, to hear what kind of flowers. And, we never knew before we did photography that, you can't get certain flowers at certain times of the year. So yeah, it's very important, if you've got your heart set on a particular flower, then that might sort of determine. We know that flowers can get imported, of course they can, but we do really encourage you to support, British suppliers. Try and use local suppliers and British grown. We really do
encourage local people in your area, and
support the small businesses.
Yeah, And so, I mean, for example, give us some examples of some flowers.
Yeah,
that,
so
I've
got them written down. So in spring, you've got like tulips and hyacinths are sort of height of the season. I thought peonies were spring, but apparently May and June is a very good time. I love peonies. They're sort of the epitome of a bridal bouquet, but May and June is best for peonies. Some flowers are year round, like roses, not all types of roses, but, you can get roses pretty much throughout the year. So autumn, we've got dahlia and gypsophilia in season in autumn. So talk to your florist. We're not experts on flowers. There's a lot of advice, but speak to your florist. What kind of bouquet are you looking for? What kind of colours are you looking for? And they will be able to give you advice on, what the best seasons are for them. And foliage as well. We must talk about foliage. We love foliage, and I'm so happy to hear that eucalyptus is all year round. There is certain months that is better than others, but use foliage. You can be amazed how foliage can transform your venue. So foliage as well. Speak to your florist about what kind of foliage you like. Will it be in season when you're getting married, etc. So if flowers are a big part of your day, which we love, a lot of our brides love flowers, and then speak to your florist about what flowers be in season. So that might determine your month. Yeah,
I do. I completely agree. It's a really good idea that you do that and communicate with your florist, because if you don't, then your expectations will be lost, really, won't they?
Yeah, I said if you definitely want to get married in winter, but you want peonies, it's not really going to work unless you import them. So think about your flowers. That's Okay, so number 3,
landscape.
Again, in Britain, you can go to a venue throughout the different seasons, and they will look completely different. So, for instance, if you're getting married where there's beautiful gardens, you visit in the summer, and you're like, wow, I'm going to have all these images with all these beautiful flowers in the background, but you're getting married in December, they're not going to be there. The trees are going to be bare.
Yeah, we like to go on our days off to visit Kew Gardens, for example. And we recently, last year it was announced, time goes so quick.
Yeah, it's flown.
And we spoke with one of the gardeners there, where we did a blog on him, and he was telling us about these specific kind of flowers and trees that were only available for a short time of the year. So if you do, again, fall in love with these certain flowers and things
spring,
like that,
the blossom trees in spring, that is like, we did loads of photo shoots, and we did a couple of weddings last spring, and where we incorporated the blossom trees, and they just looked, that's our kind of brand. We love blossom trees. So so spring, as James said, we go to Kew Gardens quite a lot, and you can go to exactly the same spot, and if you go throughout the different seasons and take a photo, it will look like a different landscape. So so if you're getting married in a venue that's got a lot of outdoor space, consider what flowers will be there. The trees are going to be bare. You might see a lovely, beautiful tree. Autumn, the colours on the leaves in autumn is beautiful, isn't it?
Little squirrels with their nuts as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't see any nature in winter as well. It's very, very bare looking. But if your wedding venue is primarily indoors, then that's something you wouldn't need to worry about. It's only specifically for people that are wanting to think about having some landscape shots of them walking, in a lovely woodland area, floral area. And as well, a very common thing that we will get during wedding times as well is that women wear high heels, and you don't want to be sinking into the ground if the weather's damp and things like that. So it's all kinds of things that come into
we did a couple of autumn weddings last year, and again we've got the couple walking across the landscape with all the beautiful gold and rusty colours in the background. So think about what photos you want to look back on, and what landscape, is your venue offering? What's the outdoor space like, and will that sort of come into consideration?
So the next one we have is your favourite season.
Yeah, pure and simple. Again, this is England. The seasons are so different. So what's your favourite season? Do you absolutely love Christmas? Christmas is your time of year. You love the idea of a winter wonderland wedding, so maybe do that. Or, if you get really hot in the summer and you get really irritable in summer, you're just not a summer person. Maybe don't get married in the summer, because you're going to have your dress and you're going to be hot.
Especially if you've got a big dress as well. A lot of brides have big dresses. And you have to take that into consideration from a woman's point of view. Wearing a big, heavy dress on an August summer wedding, you need to consider that you're going to be pretty hot and sticky, which will make you feel quite uncomfortable for the day.
Yeah, think about what your bridal party are wearing. If you're going full out with top hat and tails for the guys, again, maybe you don't want to do a July or August wedding because they will be hot. Or, as well in winter, you get like the little shrugs and stuff. They can look pretty nice. And I mean, this is England. It can be hot in November and it can be freezing cold in August, so it's obviously a risk, but just kind of pre-think, what's your favourite season? When are you at your best? I said we love spring and autumn, and you get the golden light as well in autumn. The sun gets really low and beautiful. So they're spring and autumn are our kind of favourites, followed by summer, and then obviously winter, because we like the natural daylight. Unless it's an early ceremony, we don't really like dark, late winter weddings. That's not really our sort of forte. Or it might even just be the month you met. We met in September, so I love September. Again, it's autumn, it's the low light. I love September. It's kind of what my favourite month, maybe I would say. Do you have a favourite month? The month you met, that might sort of determine when you get married as well. And
take into consideration as well that if you did get engaged on New Year's, for example, a lot of places will get booked up, especially in London, for New Year's ceremonies and things like that. So you need to think about planning your wedding arrangements at least 2 years in advance, I would advise. Yeah,
and as well, I mean, if you're getting married, and July and August are the most busiest months in England for weddings, we would say. So if you are sort of considering maybe a January or February wedding, you might be able to sort of not get discounts. We're not saying, you can go to venues or anyone to get a discount, but there might be a little bit more leeway if you are on a budget. Getting married completely out of season, January and February, might sort of give you some leeway. And also, if you get married in January, you've got like the whole year that you're getting married. If you get married in December, by January you're like, oh, I got married last year. So if you get married in January, you've got like the whole of the year to sort of celebrate and stuff. So if getting married out of season,
there will be places out there that may offer, as Kerrie says, an out of season rate. So don't just go straight into someone saying, I'm getting married in January, what discount can you offer me? The best approach would be, do you do seasonal prices? Yeah,
reach out to them. I absolutely love your venue. We are obviously getting married out of season. Is there anything you can do for us? Or is there any offers this time of year or any seasonal discounts? So, some places and people may just say, absolutely not. We do not give a discount, and, all respect to them. Other people might be like, well, it is our quieter time, and maybe as well, if you say to them, like say photographers, for instance, say, I love your work, but you're a little bit out of my budget. Is there anything, maybe you can work an hour less, or we could take off the prints, just maybe speak to them. But I said, we're not endorsing asking for discounts and that, but January and February time is normally a pretty quiet time for wedding
you would have the advantage.
Yeah.
From that point of view, if you were on a budget. But again, that would go back to, considering the light and things like that. So there's so many different options you have to weigh up and things. So we're going to move on to number 5.
Your colour scheme. I mean, again, it's your choice. You can have any colour you want all throughout the day, but obviously we would say colours are seasonal. So again, spring for us, we love pastels. We love pretty pastel colours. Spring is perfect for pastel colours. And again, summer we see summer weddings as very colourful, lots and lots of colour. Whereas winter and autumn weddings, you can go a little bit darker, more richer, sort of warmer tones and that. So think about what colour scheme you kind of want to go for.
Yes. And then we'll go on to guests being next. Everyone has different occupations in this day and age.
Yeah, well, this is 2 different ones. I'd say think where your guests are travelling from, first of all. So obviously you may have some family and friends from abroad. So if you're going to get married in the summer holidays, and they need to get flights, it's going to cost them a lot more at certain times of the year. So where predominantly are your guests coming from? Are they coming from, locally? That's fine. Do they need accommodation? So if you're going to get married on a bank holiday and a lot of your guests need accommodation, again, the costs might be, or there might be limited availability. So, some couples don't care about where their guests are coming from. They want to get married this day, and if the guests can make it, great, and if not, then they can't. But if you do want to consider your guests, have a look where they're coming from and what needs will they need for your wedding day. So what James said was, and the profession as well. So for instance, if you're a teacher, a lot of your guests are going to be teachers, so you're going to want summer holidays. We had a couple last year who got married as soon as it was the 6 weeks holiday. They got married on a Tuesday, and we was like, why are you getting married on a Tuesday? They said, because we break up on the Monday or whatever. We want the whole of the summer holiday so we can get married and go on honeymoon.
Yeah, get it all done during that time.
Yeah, and a lot of their guests were teachers, so obviously it was good timing for them. And accountants, for instance, they're going to be very busy around sort of April time, so that might come into play. You know, what do you do for a living? What do a lot of your friends and colleagues and family do for a living? So that might sort of come into play of what month you're getting married.
Does anyone have any questions before we move on to our next one out there?
What months are you getting married?
I can see that Alan's joined us. Hi, Alan. Hope you and the family are well. And we've got Tracy joining us too. Hello, Tracy. Hope you're all okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions or anyone out there regarding what time to get married?
Yeah, what month? Yeah, Alan got married in July, the heart of wedding season. Yeah, as last year. It was a lovely. And Tracy was June.
Yep.
Yeah, and we was June as well. Actually, we got married abroad.
Yes.
We tend to find that we normally would go abroad around June anyway. So June was always going to be the month for us. We didn't want to get married late June. We didn't want it to be too hot for all the guests.
Which goes back to what we were saying about wearing a big dress, because you had a big dress, didn't you?
Yeah, it was quite light, my dress. But yeah, it was, you know, when you get married abroad, you have to sort of consider wearing your dress and you're going to be hot all day. But yeah, so we got married June the 10th, which we thought was early enough in June. And it was lovely. It was a little bit windy.
It was, but
on our day,
it kept us nice and cool and that during the day and things.
Yeah.
Which was a magical day, which everyone still talks about that day and things.
I can't believe it's 8 years this year. Yeah, we would never have got married in like August in Greece. It would have just been too hot for everyone. Yeah. So the last one we would say is food.
My favourite subject.
Yes, James's favourite subject. He would plan his whole wedding around food if he could. But yeah, if you're big foodies, have a think. You know what food will be in season in the months you're getting married.
Especially if you're vegan or vegetarian.
Yeah. Think about food options.
There's a lot of foods out there that may taste better when they're in season. Things such as asparagus, strawberries, things like that. If you're going to be getting married in the winter time, and you're thinking of strawberries for part of your dessert, they will probably import them, and they probably won't taste as sweet and fresh as what they would do if you got them from Kent when it was the sort of peak season. Yeah,
again, which is, we'll go back to really do encourage you to, use local suppliers and local produce. But as well, if you sort of imagine your wedding to be very outdoorsy, you want ice cream vans and burger vans and these popular Prosecco vans outdoors, you're not really going to want to have a winter wedding. If you want a lot of outdoor sort of space, a lot of outdoor food and that kind of wedding. So maybe food would come, play a big part. And I suppose good old hog roast.
Yeah,
like a winter.
I love winter time.
Yeah.
As Kerrie says, like a nice hot hog roast.
Yeah, or mulled wine, nice, hot mulled wine outside. So kind of think what kind of food would you want to incorporate? And
ice cream as well, sorry.
Yeah, ice cream.
Don't want ice cream in winter, you want to have it in the summertime.
Yeah, that's what I said, ice cream vans outside. Yeah, and as well with children, if you've got a lot of children coming to your wedding, if you've got tons of children and you're having a winter wedding and they're all going to be in, if you've got no indoor space, so that might be something worth considering. If you've got a lot of children, it's a really good idea. We've had a couple where they had like a marquee, like a little wigwam outside with lots of children's activities, and they was so if you've got a lot of children coming, that might sort of determine.
Huge Jengas as well, always good fun for guests.
Outdoor games are great.
All kinds of games that we've had outside when it's during the summer wedding. But if it is a winter wedding, we've been to venues where they're quite large, and inside, and there's always an area, isn't there?
Yeah, so I suppose it depends on your venue as well. That will determine, what best season.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have on the months to marry. So if no questions coming through, thank you for joining us. That was great. So we are going to do these monthly, guys. So if you have got anything you'd love us to talk about or anything you'd like to ask us, then please do message us. Yep,
we've got the link in the description of our website and also on our Instagram as well. Where
come and follow us daily on Instagram.
Always updating our Instagram and putting lovely pictures on there and things like that. So that would be great if you could come and follow us on there as well.
Yeah, we'd like to keep in touch with everyone.
Well, we'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching today's episode.
Yeah, we'll see you next month.
Yeah, and have we got an idea as to what you'd like to discuss?
No, we're going to definitely do a destination, getting married abroad in May, because we will be in Corfu in May. So definitely for May. But no, let us know what you want us to talk about. I've got a few ideas, but we want to hear from you and what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
So send in your
drop a message below or something, or just send us a PM on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
We love just talking about anything.
We could just sit here and talk about weddings all day long.
Yeah, should we just stay online and just chat all day?
Why not? Yeah. Got plenty of coffee.
Kerrie bought this lovely little coffee mug as well, didn't you?
Yes.
We love that.
James bought me lots of coffee-related gifts for Christmas. Grow your own coffee, and so Kerrie coffee coming soon to stores near you. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much, guys. We hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Yes.
Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in our next Facebook Live coming soon. So keep an eye out on our blog, Facebook, Instagram, and we'll update you when we'll be having the next Facebook Live. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.